Hi, Serena.
Hey, Emily.
How's it going?
It's going.
It's like my favorite question for some reason. I don't know.
We're here. We're grooving.
The sun is shining. The
It
birds are
is-
chirping.
The sun is shining.
The Tortured Poets Department comes out this week. When this episode
when
comes
this
out.
episode comes out, I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's 10 days, but yeah, when this episode comes out, it's this week. Wow.
So exciting. Our lives are gonna change.
I literally was just saying, my friend texted me this morning, was like 10 days, and I was like, my life's about to change forever, genuinely.
Oh my god. What have you been listening to in anticipation for this?
Suburban Legends.
Slay!
I told you were gonna be excited.
I'm so excited.
I fear I've been sleeping on it.
I think so.
I fear that I have.
Yes.
It's just, yeah, I've been listening. I've been loving. It's been actually literally on repeat.
Okay.
So
Good.
what are you listening to?
Glad you're coming around. I have been listening to Speak Now.
The song or the whole record? Or the whole album?
The whole album.
The album you hate? Your
So,
least favorite?
The issue is I posted my album ranking on TikTok
And
and
you just pissed off the trolls.
pissed off everybody.
Yeah.
And
I was reading the comments for a giggle.
it did make me giggle. I don't take it to heart at all, but I put Speak Now last, and like when I really think about it, Speak Now is probably not last in my ranking. I don't know. It's just this little bit I like to do in the internet.
Yeah.
And so, but I went back to it because everyone's like, so one comment was like, putting an entirely self-written album last is like disrespectful.
I saw this.
I was like,
I saw that. And I was just like, okay, maybe you need to take a deep breath about that.
I'm like, that's crazy. But I don't know. I have had it on repeat since then, kind of just appreciating it.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's a list. Something has to be last.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
It doesn't mean that
there's
you don't like it.
I'll listen
It's
to it.
just your least favorite of
And I
them
mean,
all.
Sparks Fly has been standing out to me a lot.
I love
on the
that
album.
song.
That's such a good song. It's underrated.
I kind of wish the record would have been called Sparks Fly,
Yeah, I think that would have been a good
to be honest.
title
But-
for it.
Oh, whatever. It's not that relevant. I have a sidebar here. So as we all know, Taylor put playlists on Apple Music
She did.
and really just shook up the world. And I saw a TikTok today, and I've pretty much removed myself from Swift Talk because I was just finding myself getting very angry when
Yeah.
consuming that content and just being like pissed off about it all the time. So I was just like, I need to get this off my For You page for a while. So I did.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while something will come up, whatever. And a girl was talking about how she never like put the connection between Paper Rings and Death by a Thousand Cuts before. And like the line of like paper cuts from My Paper Thin Plans, I don't know, I can't think of the exact line.
Yeah.
And she was like talking about how like if you wore a paper ring for a long time, you would have a lot of paper cuts. And I was like, oh shit.
Wow, I never put that together.
I never did either, but apparently they're next to each other on one of the playlists. I think it's actually, I don't want to speculate which one it is because I don't remember. But I was just like,
Fascinating.
literally fascinating, and maybe a connection we didn't see before.
I think gears are turning in my head.
I
I'm
know.
like,
I just had to talk to you about that when I saw it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm talking about this when we
Yeah.
record today.
it's
But I
so
was
fascinating
just-
because Lover is such an anxious like album. I think it's all over the place, and that's why a lot of people don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the songs like contradict each other a little bit too. Like it's like the two polar opposites of like a relationship.
And like Paper Rings comes pretty early in the album, and then Death by a Thousand Cuts is a little later. Just just some food for thought.
I'm gonna go think about that.
Yeah, just something to think about. I'll find the TikTok and send it to you so you can see what she said about it. But
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, this is an interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if that was intentional. Because I
know.
sometimes think about that. Like, she has 200 songs. There's a chance that like themes are gonna repeat,
Right.
or like lyrics are gonna like sound like other lyrics.
And I do think sometimes it's just a coincidence,
yeah,
but sometimes
and it's the same album. I mean, she was in the same headspace.
she's
so
a mastermind,
That's
sometimes.
true. That's very true.
Sometimes she is. Anyway,
Jesus.
so today we've put together our own playlists. We actually,
Yeah.
kind of funny, have this planned before she did that.
Yeah.
Of just like the vibe we're getting for the record.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, but some of my songs are just like sonically what I think it might sound like, and some of them are more like thematically what I think it might be like.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So it's
I
a
like
little bit
that.
of both.
Yeah.
I have some like direct song for song relations to like titles on Torture Poets.
I like that. Okay.
Too. So I have like a little bit of variety going on in mine.
I went mostly for theme. I like looked at all of her songs and thought like, okay, the overall theme of this song might fit, and then I picked out like lyrics and stuff. So
Okay.
this will be interesting.
I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to do them one at a time? Do you want to go track for track? How do you
I
want to
think
do
we
this?
should do it one at a time. Like
Okay.
you do yours and then
you do yours. Okay.
Vice versa. Yeah, either one.
Okay.
It's more fun to like take it all in, you know.
All right. So I'll do mine first.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
So first, my list, there's no relevance to the order of the list. It's just
okay.
like how I thought about things.
I thought deeply about my order, but that's okay.
I wish I would have, but I didn't.
That's
So
okay.
this is where we're at.
Okay.
So number 1, I have Antihero, because I think the song Tortured Poets Department is going to be a little bit like tongue in cheek. I think it's going to be her making fun of herself. I think it's going to be making fun of the idea of like her thing. Not that she thinks that she's like this great poet of all times, but like making fun of the idea that people think she thinks that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm feeling for that song.
I like that thought. She really loves to do those kinds of songs lately.
Yeah, a lot of like just tongue in cheek, making fun of herself. Think blank space, Antihero, that kind of vibe. That's what I'm thinking for that specific song. And then the other, well, I have 3 songs that I think like specific, like track for track kind of thing. The next one is 22, and I think
Oh my gosh.
Florida is going to be kind of like that.
Really?
Just like very fun, upbeat, like girls being girls. That's what I'm getting. The exclamation points are
Feels
giving
like
me that.
the perfect night to drop a breakup announcement.
Exactly. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's going to be devastating because sometimes the exclamation points they've led us astray in the past.
Just that once.
Just that once. But, you know, I think Florida is going to be fun. It's going to be about going out on the town in Florida.
Okay.
I don't know.
Cool.
Maybe not
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Florida, but you know what I mean. That's
Yeah,
the vibe
yeah.
I'm getting. And then this is more hope than like I necessarily think this is exactly what it's going to be like. But I have Clara Bow being like the last great American Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I want.
Like a story of her life
Yes.
kind of thing. And then like she ties it back to herself.
Correct. So that's the 3 that I have that are like song for song comparisons. Just like they're, I guess, more like thematic kind of things. Sonically, on here for number 4, well, it was actually number 3. I went out of order, but number 4, we're going to say I have Dear Reader. I feel like we're going to get some that sound like Dear Reader.
Yeah.
Just that, like, very, like, the lyrics of Dear Reader for me are kind of, they're, like, deeper lyrics. You have to really think about them to understand them. But they're also, like, it's coming from an unreliable narrator. And I feel like we're going to see that a lot
I feel
in
like
this
Dear
record.
Reader and Antihero are very similar.
Yes,
in, like,
it's
that kind of way.
it's that unreliable narrator. I think we're going to see that in this record quite a bit because, like all her music, we're getting her side of the story. And sometimes, like all of us, we see ourselves in rose-colored glasses and we see things from our point of view and how we're right. And I think we're going to see that in this. Another song sonically I think we're going to hear is Glitch. I think songs that sound like Glitch will be on this record.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I'm hoping for too.
Yeah. Okay. Then this one I feel is more like a lyrical similarity here.
Okay.
Tolerate It.
I know that was coming. That's tough. That hurts.
It does hurt, but I do feel we will have at least a song or 2 that is very cutting like that and very emotional. Like if you even just think about, if you just listen to the way she sings Tolerate It, it's a very emotional song. And like it's about, well, we know what it's about, but it's got like a lot of deep feeling in it. And I think one of my favorite things that Taylor does sometimes is the way that she delivers something. And Tolerate It has a lot of that really good delivery. So I think we're going to see some.
I saw someone compare Tolerate It to 'Tis the Damn Season on like Twitter or something. And they were like, these are both equally devastating. And I think we're going to get a lot of this. I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about 'Tis the Damn Season in that way.
Oof, yeah. No, 'Tis the Damn Season does have a
Because that's also being
melancholy about it. That's,
yeah.
like a deep
Like
sadness.
like what is it in my hometown, like every, oh my god, what's the lyric? I'm blanking. Anyway, yeah, giving someone your all kind of.
Sadness. I do think though, like we're coming into summer and warmer months. I do think we're going to get more of that like upbeat stuff as well. But anyway,
So
so I feel like this just has to go on here because I keep seeing rumors that this record is gonna have a lot of similarities to Red. I don't know. I keep seeing that. So I have All Too Well on here. Again, I think we're gonna get a song that will be competitive to All Too Well. And that like just
I really hope so.
Timeless.
It's like the
classic
storytelling of it.
Yes.
Like that, the imagery in that song is just crazy. And I think that's why we all love it so much.
And just like a song that will go down in history of like the fandom of being like a favorite. Like, I feel like we've had songs like that. Like, Is It Over Now? And songs like that like really took over the fandom that like people really, really loved. But I feel like we haven't had one like All Too Well in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe Would Have, Could Have, Should Have I think could be comparative to it, but it's been a minute.
It's gonna take time to tell. Too,
yeah,
like,
and I think like Champagne Problems is also kind of like an All Too Well of like whatever.
It needs to be like different enough though,
and I think it will be
that it'll stick out
because I think that this relationship is the most serious she's ever been. So of course we're gonna see the most.
I need something like a scarf. Like I need
a new metaphor.
Yeah.
So I have that on there. Next, this is more of a Sonic reference for me. I think the way that Slut sounds. I feel like we may get some of that, like super synth pop. The lyrics and just like the cadence of Slut. Yeah. I feel like we might see on this record. I love the cadence of Sluts. Actually, maybe my favorite thing about the song, which is odd for me because typically I'm a lyrics girl, but I love just the way that she delivers Slut and the cadence of the song, the production, all of it. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And I would like to see some of that on this record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
So next I have I Almost Do. Because I do feel as though we're going to get a ballad of some sort on this record as well.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen, like, there's not a ballad really on Midnights. There's not one, obviously, on 1989, really. So it's been an album and a re-release since we've gotten a true ballad
like
from her.
Gut-wrenching.
So I think we're going to have that. And also thematically, I Almost Do, I feel like fits in. I feel like we will see moments of times where she's like, I want to go back, because I think that's natural in getting out of a long-term relationship of like, I miss you, I want to go back, but I know it's not the right thing.
Yeah I get that.
And then The Moment I Knew, I have that on here purely for thematic purposes as well.
Ouch. That's so. I want like a song that's like quite literally the moment I knew. Like, tell us.
Yes, tell us.
Reveal that moment to us.
I think we might get that.
Yeah,
I really do. I think
I can see it.
That
honestly.
There's been a lot of speculation in the fandom about like him not showing up for her in the ways that you think that he should have, and I think like, yes, that is speculation or whatever, but I think that when you get a lot of speculation like that, there's got to be a little bit of validity to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that didn't come from nowhere. People saying things like that. So I need to know the moment that she knew. And then I have on here, I Bet You Think About Me, because I do think we will get some of that like tongue in cheek of like, you lost the best thing you're ever gonna have. From her as well. You see
me everywhere. I'm in the peak of my career.
Correct.
You can't get away from me.
You can't get away from me. Nobody will talk about you without talking about me.
Yeah.
And it will probably be like that for the rest of your life. So, I do feel as though she will.
I hope she's in a place to have written a song like that.
Me too.
Yeah.
That let's kind of like making fun of it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm hoping like we get all of the feelings of this, like the sadness, the being able to make fun of herself, the being able to kind of poke fun at him in a lighthearted way, and like the missing. I hope it is just like the full picture of what it's like to go through a really hard breakup after a long-term
5
relationship.
stages of grief, as people are calling
Exactly,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And next I have on here Now That We Don't Talk, just because I want something sonically that sounds like that again, because I just
Yeah. Oh no, not the one over.
Oh wow. Okay.
Should I close the window?
Yeah, I don't know how much it's gonna help, but pause real quick. Oh wow. Helped a lot. Okay,
just turn the sounds off in my head.
Great. Okay, perfect.
Cool.
So Now That We Don't Talk, sonically, I want something like that. I also like how that song, like the theme of that song a little bit too. I don't know if we'll necessarily get that from her in this record, but I'd like it.
Yeah, because like not enough time has passed
Yeah, exactly.
for her to like. Let's see.
And then I have Dress on here, not for obviously thematic reasons, but just sonically. I love Dress. I love the production of Dress. I would like to see some of that sprinkled in here.
And Down Bad or something.
Yeah, like that could be
That
really,
similar.
really good. I would like that a lot.
Yeah.
And then I have Holy Ground on here for sonic purposes only. I want another song that sounds like Holy Ground, because I just love the way it sounds. It almost has like a little rock inspo in it.
Yeah.
I just love it.
It's like it captures your attention and keeps it, and you're like,
yeah, and it has like an anxiousness to it that just makes you have to listen more, and I love that, and I want that.
Did you see there was like, I think it was a tweet today that said an insider said that sonically and thematically it sounds a lot like All Too Well and Holy Ground, like the album. There's going to be a lot of like rock influence and
excellence. That's
so
exactly
whether that's true or not, exactly, you got both of them on there.
Perfect. So hopefully
I would love that.
Hopefully we're on the same page, Tay.
I know.
With me, your source, and you.
Are you the source?
Actually, shh, you weren't supposed to tell them.
Oh, sorry.
And then the last one I have on here is Mad Woman.
Oh, that's a good one.
And it's one of my favorite Taylor songs because I love when people use a double meaning of a word. So in Mad Woman, she's talking about mad in a sense of crazy and mad in a sense of anger. And I love that. Yeah, and I would like to see that done again.
And even though you didn't put them in order, that's a good one to end with. Like, to close it all up.
Exactly. I love it. I'm excited.
That's a good list.
And I wish I would have thought more about the order, but this is where we are.
That's okay. No, I like how you broke it up with like sonically and lyrically and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
That's my answers. Yeah.
I love it. You know, it's so funny. I didn't pick a single one of those songs.
Stop
we picked
it.
15 different songs.
I love that.
I know.
And
cool?
I think we should make a Spotify playlist of our twos put together.
Oh, I made one of mine, so I can add yours.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And you can put them in there where you see fit. And then we'll
like the order.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then we'll put it on Apple Music and Spotify for you guys to listen to.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Oh my god.
I love it.
Before I tell you mine, what do you think the lyric that she posted the other day? What song do you think that's from?
Okay.
The lyric was "Crowd goes wild at her fingertips, half moonshine, full eclipse."
I personally have no thoughts in my brain about that, but I did put it on the Instagram, and people.
Let's hear the thoughts.
The people have spoken. So the most was "I Can Do It With a Broken Heart." That was the most common.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can I see the lyric again? I just need to visualize it here. Crowd goes wild at her fingertips. I think that's probably why that line, the crowd goes wild at her fingertips, is probably the line why people are saying "I can do it with a broken heart."
Yeah, because like the Eras tour and her doing that like thing.
A few people said Florida. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. A lot of Florida.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of Clarabelle.
Oh, I like the Clarabelle idea of it. Because if it truly is, like, a song about Clarabelle and, like, comparing herself to it or whatever.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So, the most common was Clarabelle, "I Can Do It With a Broken Heart," and Florida.
Okay, I can get those. My first thought was it's from the Tortured Poets Department, like, the title track.
I feel like that makes the most sense, like, legit, like logically, like of like if she's gonna put out the lyrics for a song, it would probably be that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know.
I'm trying to think because I know. Do you remember when Midnight's was coming out and there were lyrics all around the world, like in different, like what was like the first lyric from? I don't even remember.
I don't remember
what the lyric was, but I'm like,
but
trying to think if it had.
I'm wondering if she's going to do more of that,
like
like more
leaking the lyrics.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm scared.
I know. I almost wonder because she leaked it on the day of the eclipse. So was it like
just like
coincidental?
right. It was like, oh well, I got to talk about this because.
Oh my gosh, can we just talk about the fact for 1 second that the last time there was an eclipse was the day that she posted the snakes on Instagram, and that's the album about meeting Joe.
Yeah.
And now the next eclipse is the
breakup.
day of the breakup was announced. Like,
I know.
Like
the universe, the Lord, whatever it may be, loves her.
It's
favorite.
disgusting. Makes me sick.
She is God's favorite.
Oh, it's crazy.
Not kidding.
Like
things just line up for her in a way that's just like, are you actually real?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I know. It's
crazy.
It is something else.
Truly.
Oh gosh.
All right, your turn.
Oh boy, here we go. I'm so excited.
I'm
okay.
so excited. I think it's so funny that we had not a singular overlap.
I know. I don't think we did, at least. No, we didn't. Okay, so I put for my track 1. This is like my hope, or this is what I would want. I don't necessarily think by looking at the track list that this is how she set it up, or even that this is something she did. But for my track 1, I put When Emma Falls in Love.
Okay.
Because I want a song. I would love for her to open the album with like a song that sounds like it should be the last song, where she's kind of like looking back at everything and being like the way she talks about Emma in the song is very like, I wish it was her. She, when she falls in love, she like changes that other person. And I kind of want her to have that realization about herself and realize like every partnership I'm in is like, I make my mark and I'm the prize kind of thing.
Yeah. Love.
So I want something like that. Yeah, I wrote the lyric, because Little Miss Sunshine always thinks it's going to rain. When Emma falls in love, I know that boy will never be the same.
Period.
She has always been a hopeless romantic, sings a lot about heartbreak, but I think that she just needs this theme of realizing that she leaves a lasting impact, even when it's ended. So I kind of want it to open with that.
Yeah.
And then kind of go into the beginning of, like, the downfall of everything.
Yeah. I have said this before on here, I think, but I really want this to be a chronological order of events. Really bad.
Yeah. It would help us out a lot with our speculating.
Yeah. Like, can you please do us a solid and just actually write the story
like hurry
in order?
Which would be so funny because, I don't know what track Florida is, but if that was, like, the first city after the breakup announcement, like, how many songs did she write? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so for track 2, I have The Great War.
Okay.
I have always felt like this song was about her and Joe.
Oh,
I feel like somewhere in the haze, got a sense I've been betrayed. And I think she's going to come back to having that sense that her sense was right. Like her gut was telling her something. So I know there has been a lot of like rumors about a betrayal or infidelity and stuff. And whether that's true or not, I think there was that one thing that kind of just like broke it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's something we're going to come back to that in some way.
Somewhere in the haze, got a sense I've been betrayed is one of her best deliveries of her entire discography.
It is.
It has that, like, it makes you want to re-listen to the song over and over and over again for that one part.
Completely agree.
Love.
It's so well done. I wrote something about surviving, like, it was actually a battle, surviving that battle, but not the war. Because I feel like that was kind of the beginning of the end for them.
Yeah.
And I also, for some reason, I don't think there's any promo that has to do with, like, war. But when I think about this album, all I can think of is, like, war imagery that I have in my head.
And I feel like part of it is the way that the fandom has been talking about the record. Yeah. It's just, like, it's going to be, he's getting destroyed.
That's true.
Like, cooked.
We're coming out of...
Bombs are coming. Like...
That's true.
And,
so
like...
I'm just picturing,
and we've also been talking a lot about how, like, it's the day... Like, the shot heard around the world is, like, the day that the record's coming out. Like, it's, like, I see where the war imagery is in your head.
Yeah.
Because it kind of feels like
it does.
that.
Oh, okay. For track 3, I have This Is Me Trying. She sang this as a surprise song on night 2. And I remember her saying something about, like, oh, everyone in this room is going through something and we're all just, like, really trying. And I remember thinking, I'm like, what is this girl going through right now? That she, like, just started the most successful tour of all time. Like, she's at the peak. She's, like, she's got a great boyfriend. So we thought, I'm like, what could she...
what's happening here?
Yeah.
Well, little did we know.
Little did we know. So I think she's going to bring back this feeling of, like, being at the peak of her life and still struggling in some sort of way.
I can see that, like, for
the
sure.
I can do it with a broken heart kind of vibes.
Yes.
Okay, track 4, I have Say Don't Go. I wrote on the lyric, I'm standing on a tightrope alone. I hold my breath a little bit longer, halfway out the door, but it won't close. I'm holding out hope for you to say don't go. I would stay forever if you say don't go. And I feel like that lyric feels a lot to me like a 6-year relationship ending.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I can look at it from both sides too. Like, I can see her wanting him to step up and fight for her and say don't go and like do all that, or I can see it from his perspective of like her being completely checked out of it because he never like put in the work, but now he is, and now he's begging her to stay.
Yeah.
Like in something in those kinds of
True.
that kind of theme.
Could be both of the things.
Yeah, and I would also just love a song that sounds like Say Don't Go because it's so good.
The 1989 vault tracks are really, she wasn't kidding when she said they were the best.
Yeah, they really do hit. Okay, next I chose White Horse.
Ooh.
This one is really painful.
Cutting.
There's the long lyric that says, maybe I was naive, got lost in your eyes, and never really had a chance. My mistake, I didn't know to be in love. You had to fight to have the upper hand. I had so many dreams about you and me, happy endings, but now I know I'm not a princess. This ain't a fairy tale. I'm not the one you'll sleep off her feet, lead her up the stairwell. This ain't Hollywood. This is a small town. I was a dreamer before you went and let me down. Now it's too late for you and your white horse to come around.
That is some of her best lyricism of all time.
I just got
kidding.
chills.
Like, the amount of times I've sob cried to that song is not funny. It's not funny.
She does this thing a lot where she blames herself for everything. She's like, well, it's my fault. I'm not the princess, so there's no need to like save me. You can't like, and I feel like she's in that, I guess, in the stage of like denial. And
yeah, I also feel like she is a very self-aware person, so I think that it comes through in that way sometimes.
yeah, I guess. So that was my track 5.
Yeah.
And then, so that was all like kind of seeing that the relationship is like ending, going through it, like that last like say don't go kind of thing, and then accepting like White Horse, okay, you're right, it's over. So now track 6, I have Question.
Ooh, I almost had Question on mine too.
Yeah.
I actually had Question on and took it off for something else.
Yeah, I just think she's like coming back to it, being like circling back to the betrayal of it all, or like circling back to that moment where she knew it was over.
Yeah.
And just like, I have so many unanswered questions, but maybe some questions like I don't really want the answer to, kind of thing. Like, I know it's over and I like want to interrogate you,
but it'll probably just hurt me more to know the answer.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's why I put that one.
Great choice.
Thank you. And then going along with this theme of betrayal, I have Should Have Said No. I think this is now like the rage part of it, where it's just like anger and frustration.
Yeah.
The lyric, yesterday I found out about you, even now just looking at you feels wrong. And it's like, I think back to like that alleged email she sent to break up with him, and I'm like, she can't even look at him. She can't face him because like, she's just already more into the relationship, and now he just like gives her the ick.
Yeah.
Of course, this is all speculation, but this in my head is how I hope it went.
Yeah.
And then coming in next, I have The Other Side of the Door.
Okay.
Because I know that this song is also touches a bit on the infidelity. I have the lyric, because I'm so mad I might tell you that it's over, but if you look a little closer, I said leave, but all I really want is you to stand outside my window throwing pebbles, screaming I'm in love with you, wait there in the pouring rain, come back for more, and don't you leave, because I know all I need is on the other side of the door.
Yeah. Coming back to the
I
wanting
just
him
feel,
to just show up. And
like it goes from like this acceptance to like rage to like, but we've been together for so long, like if you would just like come back, like maybe I would take you back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think like when it all cooled down, I think she was like, I don't know, like did I just dodge a bullet or lost the love of my life? Damn, I should have put that song on here.
Yeah.
That sonically, if we get another song like I Don't Want to Live Forever, that would hit.
I would love that.
I know.
You know, that's my favorite.
It's so good.
I think we should put that on the playlist for.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to.
I'm just gonna put it on my list.
Okay, good.
So that we do it.
Okay, so after The Other Side of the Door, I have This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. I think
I had that on mine too, and I also took it off.
We're on the same wavelength. I just like stole them out of your head.
Perfect.
I think this is where like the rage will kind of hit after officially publicly being Jover, if you will. I think this is like, I can only imagine just seeing what people thought and like just more things coming out and like him kind of saying things in the media and like just the whole like, so why'd you have to rain on my parade? I'm shaking my head and locking the gates. Like, why did you have to go and be a little bitch? Now you have no access to me at all whatsoever. Talk to my lawyer.
And this is why you got an email.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. The alleged email that she sent
Yeah.
is like locking the gates.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the next one I have is 15.
Ooh.
And I did not pick this song for the dating a football player lyrics, just to clear that up.
Really? That's exactly what I thought it was.
I just think we desperately need a song with like a story and a lesson learned in it.
Yeah.
Like similar to like the All Too Well. I almost said something else. Similar to the All Too Well. Yeah.
Those
And I like
vibes, yeah, like a lesson. I get that.
Yeah. I read the lyric, when all you wanted was to be wanted, wish you could go back and tell yourself what you know now. Like, I know I kind of put that in the middle of the playlist here, but I just feel like we need, like, I'm imagining the beginning of the Eras tour and how heartbroken she must have felt and how hard that was, and like that this is me trying of it all, and then kind of seeing now where she is, album release. It's like so much has changed.
So much.
Like, I just need that whole,
We are
like,
just in a completely different place.
Yeah.
I saw this tweet that was like everything that's all the big things that have happened to her in the year since the breakup was announced.
Oh, I saw this, yeah.
It
was this long ass list.
I don't even have
Person
words.
of the year, like,
yeah, like
all these
just
number one albums.
crazy. And I remember when the breakup got announced, I was like, there is no way. I'll believe it when I see it. Like, I don't, no way. Like, I won't believe it till she says it. And then here we are.
Yeah, here we are. It's just like truly everything has changed. And it's it's just a different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need that kind of like, you know, thinking that your life is over because the guy on the football team changed his mind. But
yeah,
you learned a lesson. Okay, so kind of in that same thing, I have Castles Crumbling for my next one. You know, the song is, to me, it's just about like feeling like you already had your peak of your career or of like life or whatever. Just like feeling you're already there and now like everything's crumbling and you're losing it and people aren't like screaming your name anymore.
Yeah.
And I have the lyric, I was held up so high, I used to be great. They used to cheer when they saw my face. Now I fear I have fallen from grace. And I feel like we're going to get a little bit of this anxiety of like feeling like maybe I can't do it with a broken heart.
Right.
And like that fear of like, I'm going to let people down because.
Yeah, I wonder if that song will start as like I can't do it and will end with I can.
I would love that. I love when she does that.
Yeah.
Like changes the chorus.
I would be interested to see if cuz I could see it being that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Next I have All You Had to Do Was Stay. I think this is the final like looking back at everything once the rage has kind of settled down.
Right.
Here you are now calling me up, but I don't know what to say. I've been picking up the pieces of the mess you made. People like you always went back, the love they pushed aside. But people like me are gone forever when you say goodbye.
See ya.
Yeah.
Don't let the door hit
it's
you,
just
babes.
like, was he trying to reach out? Like, it was just like,
yeah,
this is the end. And all you had to do was be enough. And you weren't.
Bye.
Okay, track 13. This was very intentional. The Lucky One. This was the very last surprise song that she sang before the news broke about the breakup. She sang in Arlington, and she said, "This is a song about how terrible being famous is."
Yeah, because she knew the shitstorm that was coming.
Yeah, and
she knew once that breakup got announced, because I don't think they broke up and it got announced, same day or anything.
Yeah.
So she knew that like once that hit, that
she
it
had
was
to
going
have
to be
planned
tough.
it out. Like she had to have.
Yeah, she definitely. It got leaked with intention.
Yeah.
Like it didn't just get leaked accidentally.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So I think that goes with the whole like Clara Bow and the last Great American Dynasty of it all too. Like that kind of storytelling. Okay, and then for the next one I have Afterglow.
Okay.
Just because this is like the anthem for anxiety in a relationship. This is like the, tell me that you're still mine kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I just think that's going to resurface again, like I was saying when you were sharing yours, I just feel like that's a theme that's going to keep coming up. Like her anxieties in this relationship, everything like ended up being true.
Yeah, and I had like, if I could have added one more song, it would have been Peace.
Yeah.
Because that is also like, Peace, I think at first I thought was like a little bit of a like romantic song, but then I realized that no, it's actually very anxious and like just begging for what you can give, your best to be enough.
Yeah.
And
it's almost like Peace like belongs on Lover.
Yeah.
In a way. Yeah.
And I think like more and more as more information comes out and more things we're learning about her life at that time, I think there was more. I think Folklore and Evermore were more about her life than we originally thought.
I agree, definitely.
And just to like revisit those songs from that lens of like, no, this is probably a little more pointed than we thought, is just crazy. But anyway,
that's brutal.
Yeah.
The final song I have is Happiness.
Oh,
I kind of just want to leave on this note of like acceptance and healing,
and like not just dismissing the good times too, because that's kind of what happiness is. It's like, yeah,
there's happiness because of you.
Yeah,
like there's no
but there's also happiness after.
Because I think we're gonna need a song that like everyone hates Joe right now. Like the fandom wants to tear him apart, and I'm still having a hard. She has never given us any reason to think that he was a bad person.
Right.
Like it's all speculation.
Yeah.
I feel like, and it's all like misconstrued. I feel like I just need something for her to be like,
there were good times, guys.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't miserable
all
for
bad.
6 years.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think we'll see bits of that. I do.
I wrote the lyric, I can't make it go away by making you a villain. I guess that's the price I pay for 7 years in heaven. And I pulled your body into mine every goddamn night. Now I get fake niceties. No one teaches you what to do when a good man hurts you. And you know you hurt him too. Like that line of like, and you know you hurt him too is like, I need something like that.
I know. And I think we'll see it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this album. I need it today.
I know. I was just thinking, I'm like, I feel like this week would have been a good week for it.
Like,
we've waited enough.
Come on.
Back when she announced it, I was like, I'm not ready. I need to prepare. And now I'm like so ready.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. I'm anxious. If I think about it too much, I get really stressed out. Because the anticipation. I hate anticipation.
Yeah, me too. It is really brutal.
Ugh.
Well, our next episode is going to come out, the Monday after the album?
And it will be, so that episode will probably come out a little later in the day because we are going to record that Monday and release it that Monday. Yeah. So it won't be out at 10 a.m. because we're not going to get up at 8 a.m. to record. I'm
sorry.
So sorry. We're both work from home girlies, so we don't get up at 8 a.m. We're both business owners, so we work on our own schedule, which is not at 8 a.m.
So true.
So we will have it up by maybe 1.
It'll be up at some point on Monday.
And it will be our first
I guess.
Thoughts?
I'm going to take notes when I listen to the songs.
I will also be taking notes when I listen to the songs. I actually will probably just record myself, I think, listening for the first time. I don't know. I'll figure out a way to document it. And we'll be on Instagram that weekend chatting with you all. And then we'll give you our more concise thoughts.
As concise as they can be, because I think I'm still going to be in denial.
Yeah, it takes me like some time to sit with a record to really like.
I know, me too. It takes me too long, like a week.
Yeah. So this will be, a first impressions, if you will. Yeah. After listening to it for 3 days, but all right. Well, I think that's all we have for you today. Like I said, we will have these playlists linked in the show notes on Apple Music and Spotify, so you can listen to them in preparation for the Tortured Poets Department. I finally have the name right. I don't have to think about it anymore.
You can finally say it.
It doesn't come out the Dead Poets Society anymore.
So true. Love it.
All right, well, let's talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.